Today we are talking about meditation being a way of life. As metaphysicians, our whole purpose is to look beyond the physical. We look at the energy, we learn to direct the energy within, so we understand that which within expresses without. And for us, meditation is the journey to get within, to see what's happening, to give us access to that energy and information. A lot of people contemplate, and contemplation is that where those moments when you are being with yourself. You may go off and you may sit and you may think about your thoughts or just be with what's happening, feel the energy, analyze, kind of sit in your own awarenesses, hoping to come to a sense of new beginnings or new ahas. And it often happens. It happens when you are still, when you are quiet. But contemplation is the first step. Meditation takes you into the inner. Around here you'll hear a lot of people say, I want to be with that. Let me be with that. We want to try to choose from an inner knowing rather than react to an outer stimulation. And most people feel in the outer world you're taught to respond very quickly, and you feel like you need to respond quickly. If someone presents you with an opportunity, a challenge, or an issue, you need to be on the ready with an answer or a position. But when you start really learning to work with the energy, you learn to sit with things. You learn to be with them. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. When we approach meditation, a lot of people do it just for relaxation. Breathing, you can watch your breath. Watch your breath. Shut your eyes, watch your breath. Pretty soon you'll be in a more relaxed state, your mind will begin to clear, the heart rate comes down. And it doesn't matter if your intention is to reach God, you do find yourself moving inside. And whenever you go inside, guess what you're going to find? God. So the goal may be to relax when you're doing the entry level, but for metaphysicians, our goal is God. Our goal is to consciously clear our energy so we can consciously connect with God. All right. No matter how we want to change anything in our world, we have to change something about us, right? And meditation is the easiest way to change. Meditation allows you to go within, it allows you to let go, because you have to let go to go within, right? Even if you're watching your breath, you're letting go of your thoughts. You're focusing on your breath, you're focusing on the stillness, and you're letting go. When we go in to look for God, we're going in to find the peace, to find the divine, to feel that love that's within us all. In order to do that, we have to let go the outer. When we let go the outer, then change can occur within. Our attach isn't so solid, our attach isn't so severe. I have clients that I work with all the time, and some of them will come in all tied up in a knot. You know, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. Okay, so I'll work with them. When they come the next week and it's the same knot, it's like, okay, have you been meditating? No, and I don't see how that's going to help me because I'm all tied up in a knot. Okay, good. So I'll work with them again. A couple weeks later, I'll see them again. Oh, they're happy-go-lucky, everything's going good. Oh, how's it going? How's your issue? It just kind of took care of itself. Oh, really? Have you been meditating? Yes, I started meditating after I saw you last. Oh, and so you didn't have to do anything to address the issue. You just had to let go. There should be ahas going off all over the room at this point.
Inside.
When you go within, when you do start surrendering to that higher power within you, it vibrates out through your world and it can untie those attachments that you have without you even doing anything. It changes your frequency. It changes what you attract, how you express. It changes everything. You become relaxed in your energy field. All right. I also have clients. You know, do you guys realize that the clients I have probably 60% are churched elsewhere? because they don't have access to ministerial counseling that allows them to go forward. They have access to ministerial counseling that tells them the rules that they have to live by, but not someone who will listen to them and help them try new approaches to spirit and try to engage in new activities. So, although they'll come here, they still go back to their Sunday services elsewhere, which is fine. It's fine. But these clients who come are not really used to our metaphysical thought. They're not used to how we approach spirit, even though it works when they try it. And they'll say to me, why can't God just tell me what to do? Why can't God just come into my head and tell me what's up? And I always say God can, but you have to create a space in your head for God. You have to create a space within all your thoughts where God can actually come in and chat. And how do you do that? You let your thoughts go. You calm down. You let the paradigm that you currently exist in unravel at the edges so that something new can come in. And if you're not used to feeling spirit and you're not used to meditating, when that divine thought hits you, how often do you reject it anyway? I don't know where you came from. You feel good, you feel like love, but I don't know if I'm going to accept that. Because my brain is telling me something, and I need to react based on what's being presented to me. Make sense?
Yes.
All right. So, I know I could say that I'm talking to the choir, but I also know I'm not. And I'm not going to ask you if you do daily meditation. But I want you to talk to yourself here. Setting aside a time every day to open your heart without agenda to God. Just love me, God. Just love me. Just pour your spirit into me and love me. Give me what I need. I always advise people when they're starting their meditation practice, if you've got an issue, get a piece of paper, write your question down. God, I need this, this, or this. Whatever I'm working on, I need help on this. And set it aside. Now you've let it go. Now you're not going up into your meditation going, I need this, this, and this. Now I can only receive that much. Set it aside, take a breath, and open. I give it all to you, God, and open. You want to live a divine life? You can't do it without a God connection. Sorry. Is that shocking? It shouldn't be. Do you want to change where you are today? It takes work. It takes a discipline and a diligence. It takes work. Anything takes work. You learn anything new, it takes work. We have to commit to work. All right. I'm going to share with you a chapter on meditation out of the Aquarian. This is chapter 40. Jesus is a young man. Everybody ready? Take a breath. In the early morning, Jesus came to teach and heal, and a light not comprehended shone about, as though some mighty spirit overshadowed him. And one of the teachers noted and asked where the wisdom came from and what the meaning of the light. And Jesus said, "There is a silence where the soul may meet its God, where the fount of wisdom is, and all who enter in are immersed in light filled with wisdom, love, and power. Where a soul may meet its God." What does that tell you automatically? That we each have a different approach. We each have a unique path to connect with Creator. How I define Creator, how I feel God's presence may be different than how you would define that presence when you feel it. When we get to talking the same language, the presence is the presence that we feel. But the language that we talk may be different based on our histories and where we come from. But when the presence of God is there, we all feel the same presence. But our soul and our approach may be different. So, do you know what your soul is? Who will save your soul? Your soul doesn't need to be saved. Your soul is a part of spirit. It's never, ever left the heart of God. You are God's perfect divine child. Now we do come here and we do have experiences. But who you are is perfect. And who you are, the world cannot define. Do you realize that? If we define you by what you do in the world, we do not see who you are inside. You're not going to accept who you are if you are not willing to see who you are. That's the truth. You will not accept who you are until you're willing to see it. But don't you want to know your soul? Don't you sometimes feel that ache in your heart, that loneliness of, I need to know who I am and I'm aching for that? Do you ever feel that? And you know God loves you and you had your meditation and you're feeling good, but you have this ache in your soul. Your soul is calling you to be greater. It's calling you to remember who you are. So meditation, where there is a place where your soul meets Creator. Your soul meets our Heavenly Father, Mother God. And there's one. All right? They said, tell us how to get there. So I'm going to paraphrase. Okay? He said, really you have the space within you at all times that you can access God. You could be in the middle of anything. It doesn't matter. Shut your eyes. Go within. You're there. Does anybody meditate in the middle of a grocery store or wherever you happen to be sitting, doctor's office? That's a great place if you have to wait a long time. Bring in your angels of light. Wherever you happen to be and you have a minute, you can go within. But he says this, you have this within you, but it's easier if you pull away. It's easier if you'll go into a space where you will not be distracted by the sounds and the thoughts and the people around you. And if you are feeling pressed upon, go into your closet, go into a private place where you can shut the door for a minute and you can isolate. Does everybody have a place where you can go? Good, good, good. Do you think to go there when you're feeling pressed upon? Good, good. That's great. Okay. So, anytime, anywhere, the first thing is to let the distractions go. And then he says, when you go within, the silence is a kingdom of the soul. Phantom forms may flit before the mind. Do you ever have those thoughts go crazy? Yes. But they are subservient to the will, and the master soul may speak, and they are gone. So it takes a moment. Talk to your thoughts if they're going too crazy. Don't attach to them. Just peace. Be still. Be still. Focus on God. You could just say the word God over and over, and the thoughts will still. All right. Then he says, none but the pure in heart may enter. Oh, well, that leads all of us out, right? In the brain? We off that list. What he really means, what the essence of this is, you really can't get there with an agenda. If you're going in to tell God what's up, this is what I need, this is where you failed me, this is what's happening, and I am mad. You can't reach it. You can't touch it because you're staying in your own dynamic. You're staying in your own energy and your own issues. And in the stillness where the essence of the purity of God is, those issues do not exist. Do you realize that? They don't exist. You can see the causal thought, but the tenseness and the anxiety are not there. So to become pure in heart means you have to set aside your personal agendas and your ego. He says you must let your will become dissolved in God's will. And that doesn't mean you go in saying, tell me what to do, God, I have no will. It means you go in saying, I'm letting my personal identity will subside to feel the greater, to know the greater. Got it? All right. When you feel this energy, there is a rightness that cannot be denied. There is a rightness. Sometimes you'll feel it pouring over you like a cascading river. Sometimes it comes up within the heart, like the heart exploding. Sometimes it's just this gentle rocking of you're safe. I got you, you're safe. But it's right, there's a rightness to it. And there is a belonging to it. You're no longer lost. So, I'm going over this in a lot of detail. Why do you suppose?
You're going to make us do it.
If you know the steps, then you can't beat yourself up on the journey. Release. go away, get quiet. Let go your will. Ask to be pure in heart. Let the thoughts go. Simple. And if you can't, if you're not successful, you just keep trying. And you just let your focus be connecting with God. Not the God I speak of, not the God someone else speaks of, but the God you feel inside you. Connecting with Creator. Do you want to change your world? Yes. That's what you got to do. All right. He goes on to say, when you see it and when you feel it, you will immediately feel a light burning within you. There is a light in your brain. There is a light in your heart. And he says, within your body, there are unlit candles. Oh, imagine. And if you can take that light and light the candles within your body, so that the light of God begins to vibrate through all you are. And then you're taken to a space of wisdom, where you can feel the wisdom. And that may be all you need to do. That may be all you need to do. Just let the light, we would say you're lighting up your chakras, we would say you're lighting up your energy field. Let the light of God pour through your body, through your energy. And that may be enough. But he goes on to say, when you're at that space, you'll also see a veil that will open for you. And when that veil opens, there is your own personal Ark of the Covenant. There is your own personal treasure box. And in that box, he says, has all the rules, information, and guidelines you need for you. They're uniquely held. The unique guideposts for you in your journey in this lifetime. There is no set of rules that says, thou shalt, or else. I can certainly do things that Sarah can't do. I mean, that help my soul and would not help her soul. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sarah can do certainly things that would not help my soul, that would not be good for my energy. But in the deep, when we go deep within, we can touch not only our soul, not only God, but the plan and the mission for our lives. We can touch that space. All right. Is that enough for you to do that, do you suppose? Yes, it's enough for you. When we look at ourselves and measure ourselves in the outer world, we look at standards that we did not really have a part of creating in this lifetime. We inherited them. So we have an opportunity to create our own. To go within and really realize, this is what takes me to God. And remember, we choose everything. So there are always choices that take us toward God, and there are choices that take us away from God. And how it feels is discomfort. Even if it is we think we're going to benefit from it. We will feel inside, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And then there is comfort. And even if there's discomfort in the comfort, we know, no, I need to do this because this is taking me somewhere where I'm going to learn. I'm going to be closer to God. I'm evolving and changing and learning something. There's an angel that guards for every soul their treasure box, and whoever may enter in and find his own. In the Aquarian in the New Testament, I don't care what book you pick up, Jesus is always going away to pray. And he prays for 7 days at a time, quite often. Can you imagine? Mm-mm. But thank you for trying. When I was young, I had the opportunity of going to a church who, one of their gifts to the world was they had a room where there was someone praying for 24 hours a day. And at that point, it had been occupied for 100 years. They were getting ready to tear down the building. And I finagled my way in, Spirit guided, got me an escort. And I got to go into the room for just a second. They opened the door, and there was a girl praying in there. And the energy when the door opened was measurable. It was like I just moved into a space of gel. Like there was just this top to bottom, the whole room was filled with this tactile substance of vibration. And I was in awe. And I wanted to be her. Oh my God, I wanted to be her. I wanted to be the one who got to sit in that room and pray. And they did it for 2 or 3 hours at a time. They would take shifts. 100 years, never stopped. Someone was in that room. So when we talk about putting in a sanctuary, I always wanted to have a little bitty prayer closet. It's a little bitty closet. I don't think we would aspire to have someone there 24/7. But so where someone could come and sit. We have many places to pray on the property, but where they could come and sit in the little closet and just be in that energy, where you walk in and you know you're in the silence. You're in the silence. There's such power in that. Such power. Our relationship with God teaches us everything that we need to prosper in this world. We talk a lot in metaphysics about the within out. How do I change my thoughts so I have a better job? How do I change my energy so I have this or have that or blah blah? You understand? We need to learn how to do that. That's how we manifest. This is how we take our skills into the world. But more important than that should be the goal to go within. Because when I am in God love, I am perfect. When I'm in the world, I'm fabulous. When I'm in God love, I'm perfect. Perfect and one. Have you ever meditated with people? Group meditation? Don't you realize everybody is perfect? We just lock into this vibration of oneness. And there is a shared love of spirit. And everybody moves into that state of receptivity and perfect. You know, when Jesus said, where 2 or more are gathered, whatever they ask in my name shall be done. That's true. There's an energy of coming together that's created, that's bigger than the one person. When 2 touch, it becomes exponentially bigger. But how can we achieve that if we're not achieving this? We really do have to go back within. We're really striving to increase our ability to understand our internal landscape. If you can understand that, you can create a different landscape in the outer. This is our intention. And without that touchstone, without that looking inside, we flounder. Have you noticed you can go only as far as you think you know? And you flounder. And you have to go back inside. Go back to square one. And if you will set up that beautiful meditation for yourself, does everybody have a place where they meditate? Does everybody have a time that you meditate? A time that you meditate. You know, if you will set up a specific time, 15 minutes at 7:30 in the morning, just 15 minutes. Go sit in your special place. Say, okay, God, it's me and you. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try. Okay, sit there. You don't even have to time yourself. Your eyes will open in 15 minutes. Because you've made an agreement with the universe. The next day, you may get antsy. The next day, you may be full of thoughts. But the next day, you'll calm down. And then you'll start getting guidance. And then you'll start being touched. And then you'll start feeling that love. And you'll begin to be taught by God. How does it feel? Do you think we could spruce up our meditation activities?
Yes.
Okay. We have a couple. The rest of you are all good? All right, well, why don't we go ahead and give a go right now? How about that? Put your feet on the floor. Take a breath. Feel the chair that holds you. Be aware of your team, your angels, guides, and teachers. Just feel them around you. And now be aware of that beautiful heart, your heart. And in your own language, in your own way, ask to connect with God. However you say it is perfect. And now see a beautiful column of light coming over you. And imagine that in this light there is safety. As the light grows stronger and brighter, you are no longer affected by the person sitting next to you. You are in a sacred space. Feel your heart willing to connect. God. You can imagine Jesus Christ sitting by your side, holding your hand. God. Feel a golden light beginning to pour into you. And begin to feel that you are directed deep within your heart. As you focus just on feeling the heart, let the thoughts go. There is nothing but your heart and God right now. Your heart and God. And begin to ask to feel God in your heart. You can visualize yourself walking into a sacred space. You can feel energy. You can intend. You can ask. God. Let every desire of the body go and just feel God. Let the mind be still and just feel God. God. I am open to feel the connection of God in me. Feel your willingness creating a sense of peace. And feel a light in the heart begin to grow. By your conscious thought now, let that light move to your head and throughout your body. I consciously light my body up with God love. Breathe. And into this space, open to receive. Father, Mother God, we ask that you touch each heart, that they receive all they need in this moment. And that they feel you, that deep oneness. If not now, sometime during the day, the window will open and let them feel you. Now you send your love to God, your gratitude. Feel your spine aligning. Take a breath. Feel Jesus Christ by your side. He says, good job. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. How many of you guys can still your minds? How many of you thought about lunch? It takes a while. It takes a while. I would invite you to practice. Next week we're going to talk about how to hear the still small voice, which is what you want anyway, right?
Yes.
But trust me, when you feel that presence, you can't pay for that. You can't buy it, you can't sell it. It is essence of life. Practice. And we'll take it another step next week. Ready to change your life?
Yes.
There you go.